Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's championship game here at the Flight Fest. You're watching warm-ups at the Edge Arena on the East Rink. We've got your Heritage Eagles versus Summit, again in the championship game. Looks like Chatfield lost this morning to Pikes Peak, so Summit was able to sneak into the championship game. I believe we have a duplicate game or a duplicate championship game as we had last year between Heritage and Summit. So a little bit of a rematch here. So about 30 seconds and we'll get started. So unfortunately, Heritage is plagued by a few injuries. Looks like Metzger is going to be out today. Took a little bit of a hit yesterday. We have Cade Sorensen is also going to be out due to a wrist injury. And Sam Sokolowski is also out due to a shoulder injury. So Heritage will do what they can with what they have here. And again, we'll get started here in a few seconds. Warm-ups are over, and I'm being told that the mic might be a little quiet, so I'll do my best to speak up. I switched the connection, so maybe that helps. Summit wins the face-off and dumps it into the Heritage zone. Matt gives chase around the net, tries to break it out. Summit player intercepted the puck. They cycle back, center the pass, and score right away. Not the way you want to start this game. So 1-0 Summit with 14:30 left in the first period. So an immediate score 20 seconds into the game on a gorgeous pass, centering pass. So a beautiful pass through the middle to Ben, who's playing forwards today. And we're going to have a penalty here. Actually, I don't know know exactly what that call was. I thought the ref raised his hand. It was maybe an offside, so the puck drop will come just outside the Summit zone. Summit wins that face-off as they move it through the neutral zone into the Heritage zone. Intercepted by Lacey, who kicks it out of the zone. As Julio takes it, makes the shot, tipped by a Summit player. There's a little bit of a collision there out in center ice. Maz with the shot on goal, but turned away and gobbled up by the Summit goalie. So face-off won by Heritage. It's a nice little centering pass from Brady to Maz. He just couldn't get a stick on that one. As Matt kicks it back into the Summit zone. Behind the net. Kicks it out into the neutral zone, and Summit dumps it right back in. We're going to try to dig it out. Carter with the pass through the zone, and that's going to go for an icing on Heritage. So the faceoff will come back into the Heritage zone. We've got 12:45 left in the first period. Summit up 1-0. Face-off won by Summit, who kicks it around the back of the net, looking for the centering pass. As that puck sneaks out. Stopped by Gates. And Gates goes back to Mack. Summit with the shot, hits the back of Carter. As Mack ties up his man in the corner. And we are going to have a holding penalty on Cole Bale. So Heritage will go to the penalty kill at 12:15 left in the first period. Summit again up 1-0. So Ben in for the face-off against the Summit player. As Heritage wins the face-off, they'll look to clear the puck. So Summit looks to cycle the puck and set up their power play unit. And couldn't handle that puck as Ben gives chase down the ice. So they'll look to break this out into the Heritage zone. Still on the power play at a minute 19. Great stick by Hogan. And they're making this power play awfully rough for Summit as Isaiah dumps it into the Summit zone. So good clear with about a minute left in the Summit penalty. 11:18 left in the first period. So Summit dumps it into the Heritage zone. As Gassman gives chase to the puck, Summit looks for the one-timer, snagged by Easton. So 44 seconds left on the Summit power play, 10:58 left in the first period. Face-off won by Summit as the puck goes off the side of the net. Kyle Johnson gives this man a shove on the boards as he tries to clear it. good little puck battle on the near boards as they clear the puck out of the Heritage zone. 20 seconds left on the Summit power play as Maz gives chase. A good stick by Kyle Johnson. And puck is tipped, goes behind the net as Mac fights with his man, stuck on the back of the net. So we'll get a whistle and the face-off will, I believe, come to the left of Jones. We get a change and the penalty is over with 10-11 left in the first period. Actually, the puck will come outside the zone. So puck battle here. Brings the puck through the neutral zone, takes the shot, and soaked up by the Summit. Shot right in the breadbasket there, but had a lot of mustard on it. So we'll get the face-off in the Summit zone with 9:46 left in the first period. 1-0 Summit. Braden in to take the face-off. Wins that face-off as Mason dumps it back around the net. As Mason tried to center that. It was a nice little steal of the puck. And here we go, Mason. Oh, beautiful save by that goalie. It was a heck of a pass, and it was a kick save. And blockered away to the corner. Heritage seems to be buzzing here. Summit kicks it out of the zone, and we're going to wave off icing as Easton plays the puck. And we have Braden and Johnson. Some fancy footwork. Two nice shots there. Braden and Johnson. Good saves by the Summit goalie. Ben kicks it back to Mac. And we're going to have an icing on Summit. So 8:33 left in the first period. 1-0 Summit. So Hogan David in for the face-off. Gates and Ben out there to accompany him. Carter over to Mac on defense. So waved off icing, looks like it tipped into the zone as Gates gives chase. Pick up by Hogan. He cycles it back to Mason, centers it, and great shot through the middle, lots of traffic. It looks like it hit a body and flipped down into the corner. Summit dumps it into the zone. Shot by Summit, hit a couple different bodies there. Then tries to settle this down, and the puck goes out of play. So we'll get a whistle here at 7:51 left in the first period. Heritage wins the face-off as Simon kicks that puck back to Carter, Carter to Mac. Mac looks for the centering pass to Cole Bale, flips it over to Simon. He tries to take the shot there, hits a Summit player. We've got a delayed offside, so Heritage has to tag up. Tries to get back in the zone here. And we're going to have an offsides, as it looks like Cole was trying to touch up, and the puck basically was delivered to him right on the stick. $7:15 left in the first period. The face-off here at center ice with Maz taking the face-off with Braden and Lulio. Braden fights his man for the puck along the near boards. Summit breaks it out as Matt gives chase, and that puck flies out of play into the netting, so we'll get a whistle here. It's 7 minutes left in the first period. So puck broken out by Heritage with Mason over to Maz. Nice little behind the back shot as puck is blocked away by Summit after a shot from Brady. And Summit dumps the puck as Gassman plays that puck up through the neutral zone. Puck moving around a lot between players here, so I apologize if I'm making anybody sick. But Summit with the shot and soaked up by Easton, 6:15 left in the first period. $6:15 left in the first period here, and forgive the clock, it still says 14:28. I'm not smart enough to figure it out. Certainly not talented enough to talk and run it at the same time, so I'll try to keep everybody up to date on the actual time. But face-off won by Heritage, taken through the neutral zone. And we've got a 3-on-2. As Mason tries to keep it in the zone, popped out. As Summit looks to regroup. A little bit of a hot pass there, they just couldn't handle it. Summit kicks it around. And Heritage looks to break it out here. And I think we're going to have an ice on Heritage. So face-off will come back into the Heritage zone at 5:36 left in the first period. So Cole in for the face-off, and we've got another whistle. Looks like a little bit of a false start though, so the Summit player will get booted from the face-off, and we'll try that again. So Heritage wins the face-off as Carter tries to break that puck out. Summit intercepts that puck back behind the net. It's caught up on the boards there as Mac passes it over to Kyle. As Kyle and Cole fight for that puck. Puck slips away from the Summit defender. And then kicked back into the Summit zone by Carter. So Heritage try to dig this puck out, make something happen. Was intercepted by Mason, but he was just a step offside, so Heritage has to regroup. Tipped in by Kyle Johnson as Mason fights his man for the puck. Nice little hit by Kyle. So try to sneak that one through. Puck squirts out of the zone. As Heritage again has to tag up. And we've got Mason going in to give chase into the Summit zone as Summit breaks it out. So tried that same play, that centering pass. That one they were ready for. It didn't quite work. But Mason kicks that one up to Braden. just couldn't get a handle on that. Summit player got to it before Braden did. So Summit back into the zone, taken by Lacey. So Braden to Maz, as Maz dumps that into the zone, tries to dig it out. Summit with the interception. As icing is waved off, and Lacey fights his man for the puck around the far boards, far corner. Mason kicks it out to Braden, who dumps it into the Summit zone, and we're going to have an icing on Heritage. So 3:13 left in the first period, and we'll have the face-off back in the Heritage zone on a Heritage icing. So quite honestly, except for the first 20 seconds, it's been pretty much an even game back and forth. So hopefully we can make up for that one goal. We're a team that likes to play from behind. So hopefully 1-0 is the farthest behind we'll have to play from today. Puck is, the face-off goes back to Easton, who freezes it quickly, so we'll try that face-off once again. So Hogan David in for the face-off. 3:10 left in the first period. Face-off won by Heritage. Great job by Johnson to keep control of that puck. Then, he tried to keep that in at the blue line, but taken by Summit. Hits a body, hits a Heritage body from Summit. As we are going to have a Summit icing. So an errant pass through the neutral zone into the Heritage zone, and we'll bring the face-off back into the Summit zone for a Summit icing. 2:47 left in the first period. So face-off taken by Maz. Behind the net from Summit, however, Braden steals that puck in the corner. Turned over to Summit. Good stick by Carter. Shot from Summit, easily turned away by Easton. A little puck battle here on the near boards, taken by Maz around the net. Trying to break it out to Mason, to Braden. Braden for the neutral zone. He's got his man one-on-one. Makes a nifty move. Puck is on edge, so a little bit hard to handle. Let's see if we can make something happen here. Mason around the back of the net. But Summit with the steal, breaks that out. Gassman gives chase, and we're going to have a Summit icing. So 1:55 left in the first period, and the face-off comes back into the Summit zone. Cole battles his man in the corner for that puck. Summit tries to break this out. Skirts under Isaiah's stick there as Gassman brings it around the net, being bothered by the Summit player, but takes her man out. Nice little hit by Gassman there. And a shot. And there you go. Gassman getting fired up, pushing her man around behind the net. No one's going to mess with Easton there. So the face-off will come in the Heritage zone after we see a little bit of red-assery there by the Heritage defense. With 1:25 left in the first period. Face-off won by Heritage. Kicked around by Carter to Johnson. Can't find the puck. Puck looks like it may have hit the ceiling, but we're going to play on. Kicked around the back of the net as Carter looks for the pass, and he is absolutely taken down, but no call. And stopped. Puck comes out of the zone, so Summit has to regroup as they try to kick that back into the zone. And no call there either, so they're just going to let the kids play today. Not that that was egregious, but you just don't know what you're going to get sometimes. So puck comes out of the Heritage zone, and they're going to wave off icing as the Summit player plays it right at the red line. And he passes through the neutral zone all the way past the red line for another Summit icing. So face-off will come back into the Summit zone with 30 seconds left in the first period. So Mazin for the face-off. And Summit wins that. Takes the puck through the neutral zone. Nice little pass. As Carter plays his man. Plays him onto the ice. Braden breaks this out and drops the pass for Matt, who turned away by the Summit goalie. Heck of a shot. Nice little rebound. Just couldn't handle it as Liam plays his man. The pass went through. Oh, we got a pushing and shoving here. So the Summit player shot that over the net. So not even a remote chance of that going in. Then we had a little bit of pushing and shoving between the two teams. So into the period. Summit up 1-0. So we'll get started here in the second period in seconds while I mute and let everybody check their fantasy football teams. Starting up the second period, 1-0 Summit. Face-off won by Summit, but player was bothered by Julio there, who dumps the puck into the Summit zone. as they try to break it out of their zone. Taken by Rabulio. Drop pass there, just couldn't get a handle on it. We've got a Summit player down near the Summit goalie. They're just going to let him play on. And he's slow to get up. And now he's finally up, so he's trying to get back into play. You can see him coming, skating in from the left part of your screen here as Summit breaks out, or Heritage breaks out the puck into the Heritage zone, and we've got a shot on goal, which Easton turns away easily. Another shot on goal, turned away by Easton. As Mac backhands it around the net. Need some options here to break it out. So Carter's looking for his wingers. Kicks it out to Mason, over to Maz. As Braden, 1-on-5 in the zone, tries to break it back to his own player. Went for a change there, so he's a little bit lonely. As Ben kicks it back to Hogan. And got a little cross-check there, but again, no call. No harm, no foul, I guess. Took him off the puck. And a shot on Easton, turned away. A little bit of a rebound. Taken by the Summit player. Nice pass through the middle, but it's a little too hot to handle for the Summit player. Going to have a whistle. It looks like the puck came off its pegs. So we'll get a face-off. Just to the right of Jones. 12:48 left in the second period. Still 1-0 Summit. Again, pay no attention to the clock on the screen. We'll figure that out eventually. By eventually, I mean not today. Puck turned away by Easton as Liam fights his man behind the net, kicks that back around, flips the ice. To Johnson as we got a board battle along the far side boards. Summit player winds up for a slap shot. Doesn't get much mustard on that one either. Puck skirts out of the Isaiah kicks that into the round. The puck's going back and forth here. So Isaiah puts a hurting on his Summit player there into the boards. The Summit dumps it into the Heritage zone and it's frozen by Jones. 12:05 left in the second period. And the face-off will come just to the right of Jones. Looks like Coldale in on the face-off. As the ref gives him a little warning to scoot back. As Cole battles this man along the corner there. Fights his man there. Simon dumps it up the boards, dumps it into the zone. Summit plays it around the back of their net as Persichetti gives chase. Summit dumps it into the Heritage zone as Carter looks to play that. And that puck goes underneath the Summit stick, so they're going to wave off. It's not going to make it for icing anyway. Ice is getting pretty torn up here, and we're only 11 minutes through the second, 11 minutes into the second period. As Mac looks to make a play, but just couldn't handle that one, unfortunately. So Braden drops it to Lagulio. He's got a lot of near side boards action here, so it's kind of hard to see exactly where the puck is. So Mac is making his man pay for trying to play that puck, as it's Carter. Oh, fortuitous bounce there, otherwise he could have had play going the wrong direction, but Mason gets a little bit of a breakaway, tries to center that, but nobody home. There's 1-on-4 there. So Summit breaks it into the Heritage zone, 1-on-3. Summit player centers it, tries to make a play, hits a few bodies along the way. As we've got a 1-on-2 here, and it's a shot. On-man rush results in a very nice pass with the shot in home. 9:50 left in the second period. It is 2-0 Summit. Carter will dump it into the zone, picked up by Summit as they break it into the Heritage zone, and we'll have an offsides. Couldn't quite handle that puck between his feet. He's one step into the zone before the puck, so face-off will come just outside the Heritage zone. As Hogan, Johnson, Van Line, Mac and what looks like Carter on defense. Hogan dumps it into the far corner of Summit and goes in to give chase. Nice little hit. Carter to Hogan, who dumps it into the corner. Ben gives chase into the corner. Centering pass, turned away by the Summit goalie. Shot by Carter, hits a body out in front. It's a Summit body. So they'll bring it back the other way. Looks like we have a 3-on-2, but he dumps the puck on net, and Easton soaks that puck up quickly. Summit player went in to cause a little havoc there. Looks like he might have taken a shot, and Mac and Carter turned him away quite easily. Face off by Cole, won by Summit. Shot just wide of Easton. Summit playing with a little confidence here. As Mac pins his man up against the boards. That puck scoots around. As Cole looked for the stretch pass to Simon, but intercepted by the Summit player. So here is Gates, who takes it into the Summit zone, rings it around the boards. Isaiah Hand catches that puck, keeps it into the zone, but Summit steals as they look to break it out into the Heritage zone. So Isaiah plays it around the back of the net. Lots of bodies there. Good puck movement by the Summit team. And a shot hits a body. So looks like we're going to have Naz and Gates on the 2-on-1. The Summit does a great job back checking. Tries to make the pass underneath the Summit player, who plays that quite well. And then Gates gets absolutely murdered on the other side of the ice, and he's going to get called for what looks like a cross-check penalty. So retaliation, refs didn't see the first one, but Gates gets called for the second one. Typically the case, unfortunately. So Heritage will go on the penalty kill at 7:10 left in the second period. So a face-off won by Heritage, who does a great job of clearing it. So 7 minutes left in the second period, and we're going to have a 2-minute power play by Summit as they look to break it out of their zone. So Mac chases his man around the net. Mason gives chase to his man. Summit tries to center that. And we'll have a Heritage cleared out of the zone, stopped by the Summit player as they try to get it back into their zone, or into the Heritage zone. Summit with the shot, turned away by Easton. Look at the traffic there, so good job Easton seeing that puck. Summit tries to center that again. And that puck just disappeared. It looked like it hit a wall. Heritage able to clear that with 32 seconds left in the Summit power play. 5:35 left in the second period. Period's moving pretty fast here, not a lot of whistles. Summit breaks it into the Heritage zone. 14 seconds left on the penalty kill for Heritage. Summit gets a little bit of a chance there. Summit player whiffs on that. What was sure to be a goal, but whiffs on that, fortunately, and then shot on Easton makes it say that will end the Heritage penalty kill 5 away left in the second period. So 2-0 Summit, 5 away left in the second period. Face off in the Heritage zone after a penalty kill. With several chances by Summit, which they just couldn't capitalize on. So we have Johnson, Isaiah, Liam, Gassman, and Johnson, the other Johnson, both Johnsons, no relation, out on this line. As puck's fired down for a Heritage ice. So faceoff will come back into the Heritage zone. So Mara flips the puck back. So Summit intercepts as Cole Bale gives chase. Flips that over to Isaiah. Into the zone where Donovan Johnson tips that. Summit picks that off. So we've got another penalty. That's going to be on Kyle Johnson. Looks like we have a high stick. So 4:31 left in the second period. Heritage will go back on the penalty kill and a high stick from Kyle Johnson. Face off just to the right of Jones. Penalty kill's getting some work today. Summit looking to capitalize on that penalty. As Braden is able to clear the puck, Summit gets chased back into their zone. Stretch pass, flips it back to the Summit players. They try to set up their power play again. A lot of pitch and catch here from Summit, looking for that perfect shot. Being up 2-0 gives them a little bit of flexibility here. As Mac does a great job of getting the stick in the way, and that puck is tipped over the glass for a whistle, and we'll have a change for both teams. 1:04 left on the penalty kill, with 3:34 left in the second period. 2-0 Summit. Face off just to the left of Jones, which Mason will take. Mason wins that. As the puck is flipped high off the boards by Matt. Just couldn't get it out. The great poke check by Maz. The puck to skirt out into the neutral zone. The Summit looks to set up their power play again. We have 46 seconds left on that power play. Apologies there. So puck comes off the pegs. Not sure exactly what happened. But they blow the whistle and we'll get another face-off with 23 seconds left on the penalty kill. 2:53 left in the second period. Heritage will make another line change. Looks like we'll have Colbale, Simon, Mack, and Carter out for the remainder of the penalty kill. The Summit wins that, kicks it back. Looks to set up their power play again. Stolen by Simon, who flips that back out into the neutral zone. Great stick there. And the penalty kill has just expired. However, Summit scores as the penalty was expiring. Couldn't get the man out of the box in time. So still 5-on-4 goal. Technically, it was a 3-0 Summit. Face-off won by Summit, who kicks it up the boards, hits the netting, so we'll have a whistle. Face-off will come back into the Summit zone. So 3-0 Summit with roughly 2 minutes left in the second period, 2:15 to be exact. Summit breaks that puck out into the Heritage zone, but we're going to have an icing, so face-off will come back into the Summit zone. Actually, apologies, we had a penalty there. A little bit of a rough by number 3 for the Summit. So, as I was following the puck, the rough actually came behind the play. It indeed was not an icing, and Heritage will go on the power play, so maybe we can make some hay here. We've got Hogan, Johnson, Braden, Mack, Carter on the power play. Hope to make something happen. Face-off won by Summit, but heavily contested by Heritage, and Summit clears that puck down the ice, played by Easton back behind the net. As Carter gets the play set up, and Mac takes the puck, and he's skating in with some speed. And he looks to pass off the puck to Hogan, or Mason. Carter back to Mac. As Summit clears the puck into the neutral zone. Got a little battle for the puck here. Braden picks that up. Looks to set up the power play again. A little game of pitch and catch. Unfortunately passed out into the neutral zone, so Heritage needs to tag up. As Mac drops it back for Carter. Carter to Braden. Puck just a little bit out of reach, so Summit clears that puck again with 50 seconds left on the Heritage power play, 58 seconds left in the period. So puck dumped into the Summit zone, tip chased down by Ben. Ben's looking for the open pass, battles his man behind the boards, does a great job, but Summit gets that puck and clears that out of the Heritage zone. 26 seconds left in the power play, 31 seconds left in the period. As Mac carries that into the zone. Centering pass, I don't know if Hogan saw that, but Ben with the shot and smothered by the Summit goalie. So 12 seconds left in the period, 4 seconds left on the Heritage power play. So maybe one last push here with the face-off in the Summit zone. So we've got Liam and Isaiah on defense, Ben, Hogan, and Maz as the forwards. Hogan's taking the face-off. Wins the face-off. And we're going to have a shot and smothered by the Summit goalie. Power play will expire, but 7 seconds left in the second period. Great puck movement. Summit goalie's playing well. Hasn't seen a ton of shots, but seems pretty solid. Haven't really gotten him to move back and forth here, but the shots he has seen, he's taking care of quite easily. So shot back, or pass back to Isaiah, and Summit will clear it down to let the period expire. So into the second period, 3-0 Summit. Take a quick break here and get started back in the third period here in a minute. contact started here in the third period. Take the face-off with Donovan Thompson. We've got Braden and Julio on his forward. Matt and Carter getting a ton of playing time today. Face-off won by Heritage. Back and forth with the puck. Summit takes the puck through the neutral zone, dumps it in. As Braden looks to center that, tipped by the Summit player to fall back into the Heritage zone. As Mack looks to flip the ice to Carter, and then Carter out to Johnson. Donovan is just annihilated in the neutral zone. And a great tip by Easton there to help himself out. We're going to have a delayed offside Summit there. They tag back up. And we're going to have a Heritage icing. So the face-off will come back into the Heritage zone. 14 seconds left in the third period. Face-off won by Summit. Because they couldn't hold it in their own zone. We've got a foot race for the puck. Ben and Summit. As Hogan takes the shot, tipped by Matt. He may have gotten a piece of that, but the puck slips out of bounds into the netting, so we'll get a face-off here in the Summit zone. 13 minutes and 40 seconds left in the third period. 3-0 Summit. Face-off won by, or almost won by Cole there. It skirts back to the Summit player. Cole battles his man. Taken by Summit, 3-on-1. And as Ryan would say, the Summit player got rubbed off there. Couldn't do much with the puck. Little pitch and catch by the Summit player. Shot and gobbled up by Houston. Face-off won by Heritage. Taken by Cole, carried and dumped into the Summit zone. Took a little hit against the wall there. Slips out into the neutral zone, but dumped right back in by Mack. As Mads gives chase. Summit looks to break it out of their zone. Nice hit by Carter against the boards to take his man off the puck as well. So the Julio passes over to Braden, carries it into the Summit zone. Good defense by the Summit player to knock that off of his stick. It's just him versus the Summit player, so not a lot of help available to pass it to. Mara keeps that puck back into Johnson. As Braden looks to keep it in the Heritage zone. He fights his man on the far side boards. So puck dumped into the Heritage zone. As Summit looks to make a change. As Johnson kicks it up to Braden, tipped just outside the red line, so we will not have an icing there. Heritage looks to make a change. Gassman almost picks off that puck, bounced right off the stick. Great job by David to take that puck off the Summit player's stick, who's looking to center. The Summit fires, and Easton makes the save. 10:56 left in the third period. So face-off just to the right of Jones. Cole Bale in to take that face-off. Summit wins that face-off. Shot on net. Hit some traffic out in front. It looks like Simon lost his helmet there. Not sure exactly what happened, but they blow the whistle immediately. So Ethan Simon lost his helmet on the play. We'll try that again. Summit wins the faceoff, takes the shot as Easton turns that away into the netting. With 10:47 left in the third period. Try that faceoff again. So faceoff won by Heritage. Carter back to Mack behind the net as Maz tries to make play. Shot on Easton, easily turned away. So pass to Maz in the center of the ice. Caught between his legs there as Ethan Simon tries to take the puck into the Summit zone. And we've got a whistle. So interference call on the Summit. So Eagles will go on the power play with 10:18 left in the third period. So now or never. Now or never, boys. Got to make something happen. So Heritage wins the faceoff. Braden takes it behind the net. Kicks that back out to Mack. Mack over to Carter. Carter back to Mack. As tries to center it, but just can't get a handle on it there. Summit clears the puck. So Heritage will regroup. As Mack takes the puck, tries the shot, tipped by the Summit player. Great job by Carter keeping that puck in. Heritage sets up their power play. Carter with the shot, kicked away by the Summit goalie. Mack catches that rebound far outside the point. Carter over to Mack. Mack with the shot, hits the post. Puck is bouncing around in front of the Summit goalie. There's no puck luck there. Heck of a shot by Mack. Just didn't go in. It's Carter with the shot. Tipped by Johnson in front of the net. Goes a little bit wide. So Lugulio back out to Mack, to Carter. Carter to Mack. Mack back to Carter. Over to Braden. Braden to Carter. Carter to Braden. Shot across the ice. A little bit too much mustard on that one. So Mack back to Lugulio. Let's play a little pitch and catch here. Puck skirts outside of the blue line. So here it is. As Braden tries to take that into the zone. It's absolutely getting mugged here by his man. And we're going to have a penalty on Summit. So Easton comes off the ice for the extra attacker. As Summit goes off the goalie's pads there, but we're going to get a whistle for a second penalty here. So Heritage will go back on the power play, back to back, as the Summit player will go off the ice. So quite honestly, great power play there. Just really couldn't make something happen. Not a lot of puck luck, but two pretty good shots. One off the post, one off the goalie's leg. Really made a heck of a save. Again, he's playing really well today. Should good as what it's good as, but probably should be 3-1 at this point. So Summit clears the puck. Summit player runs into the goalie, but no call by the ref as the puck is tipped into the Heritage zone. Looks like they're going to try to clear it here, which they do. So Easton will play the puck behind his net as Liam looks to break that out. As Hogan takes that puck, carries it into the neutral zone, into the Summit zone, picks that out, back out into the Heritage zone as Lacey plays that around the net. So pass back to Ben. So puck cleared back into the Heritage zone. Can't get a lot started here. As Liam passes the puck to Mason, who loses it off of its stick to the Summit player, who then clears it back into the Heritage zone. 39 seconds left on the power play. 6:49 left in the game. So Mason carries the puck into the Summit zone, drops it back. Summit player takes that, clears it back into the Heritage zone. So a couple of stretch passes here just really aren't working, but Mac takes the puck and off the post again, people. That's twice for Mac. Just horrible puck luck. Tip goes through Cole's legs up into the net. Unbelievable, people. Two outstanding shots, millimeters away from being 3-2 at this point. 6 seconds left in the third period. Power play is over for Heritage. We'll go back to 5-on-5 hockey. So good as what it should is. Just no puck luck today, unfortunately. So Hogan steps in to take the face-off just outside of the Summit blue line as Carter dumps it into Kyle Johnson, who gives chase to his man. It's Persichetti. Looks like we're going to have a hand pass. So the puck will come all the way back into the Heritage zone. Actually, no, it's going to come just outside the blue line. Hogan comes in, steps in, takes the face-off. So we've got a delayed offsides on Summit, and we're going to have an icing on Heritage. So the face-off will come back into the Heritage zone with 5:23 left in the third period. So Cole Balin to take the face-off, won by Summit, shot on goal, just goes wide of Easton. As Gates looks to break that out, but we're going to have another icing. He was a couple steps. Actually, no, they're going to wave that off. He was a couple steps behind the red line. So broken out by Summit. Broken out by Heritage. And we've got a 2-on-2. Isaiah dumps it into the zone, chased down by Isaiah as he pesters his man, grabs the puck back. As Mara with the shot, he's easily gloved by the Summit goalie. 4:32 left in the third period. 3-0 Summit. So we're going to change here by Heritage at the Hogan-Simon bin line with none other than Mack and Carter back out on defense. So stolen by Heritage there. Hogan needs to make something happen. Puck kind of caught his skates there along the far boards. Good battle. Summit comes away with that puck around the back of the net as they break it out of their zone. Ring it around the boards to flip the ice. Summit player drops it for a player, or his own player just wasn't there. So Carter takes the puck, sidesteps his man. Tries to break it out, and we're going to have a Heritage change. As Mack flips it back to Carter. Carter back to Mack. And Ben absolutely gets murdered there. Probably a good 2 seconds after he releases the puck. So Summit tries to center. Back to Johnson. And we're going to have an offsides. Looks like that puck is up in the air as Johnson stepped into the Summit zone. Looks like there's some words being exchanged. So 3:10 left in the third period, and Heritage is going to pull the goalie. So Easton just skated to the bench for the extra attacker. So we've got Lacey, Isaiah, Johnson, Julio, Maz, and Brady. As Liam behind the back flips it out to, as Brady gets absolutely murdered as taking the puck into the Summit zone. Puck goes out of play into the netting, so we'll have the face off just to the right of the Summit goalie. 2:51 left in the third period. Again, we've got an empty net, people, so 6 attackers on the ice for Heritage. It's all in. It's all or nothing. So Julio tries to dump that back in the zone, hits some traffic. As Summit, couldn't find that puck there. Puck skirts back out into the, excuse me, people. It's like a 13-year-old boy here, losing my voice. So Maz gives chase into the corner. Nicole, I can hear you laughing at me right now. So Isaiah back to Liam. Liam outside the zone. As Braden takes that into the zone, we got a drop pass for Donovan Johnson. Maz on net, so tries to put that on net, and soaked up by the Summit goalie. I think that was Jason trying to skate by and punch that in. So 2 minutes left in the third period, still 3-0 Summit. Heritage still looks to make something happen there. We've got an empty net with 6 attackers on the ice. Simon takes that puck around to Hogan. Hogan kicks it out to Mack. Comes right outside into the neutral zone, unfortunately, so Heritage has to regroup. Ethan Simon dumps that back in. Puck tipped. Looks like it was tipped, actually, so I think we got lucky on that one, but we'll have a icing come back for a face-off in the Summit zone with a minute left in this third period. 6 attackers on the ice for Heritage with an empty net. So Colvale in to take the face-off. Summit wins that face-off. And we'll have an empty net goal So 4-0 Summit with 1:30 left, and the clock will run due to the deficit. So not much left to do to fry over this game. Minute left in the game, the clock is running. Heritage still has the goalie pulled, 4-6 attackers. So stretch pass up to Johnson, who flips the ice to Braden, tries to center it. And Summit goes to shoot, goes wide of the net. As Carter looks for a tip pass to Mason. Mason to Maz. So Maz gets taken off the puck there by the Summit player. Shot by Carter, tipped and out of play for a whistle. Clock's still running, so we're down to 14 seconds. Looks like that's going to do it. So thanks all for watching. Appreciate you putting up with me this weekend. Hopefully we get Ryan back for the games.